One of major concerns for you and for every people is consuming too much sugar each day. Probably this is number one worst food that you can eat, and in today's show I'm going to give you first clear symptom that you have high blood sugar, high concentration of sugar in your blood, and maybe you are pre-diabetes in insulin resistance, or maybe you have diabetes already and you do not recognize it. At the end of the show I'm going to give you a perfect mineral that can help prevent this kind of problem, and it is unbelievably important. Modern man eats so much refined sugar every year that you would not believe. Why do we eat so much sugar? First of all, it is imposed on us by food industry, which generates enormous profit. We in turn eat enormous amount of sugar, which causes and worsens a large number of diseases. A large number of people are simply addicted to sugar, and you are not even aware of it. It is calculated in about 20 years from now, every second adult will have diabetes type 2, which is terrible. You might think that it would be obvious that you have high blood sugar, but in fact it's quite possible that signs of high blood sugar are flying under the radar. You must know that practically every thing you buy in the stores contains sugar. Elevated blood sugar maintained for extended period of time can push someone in pre-diabetic to full-scale diabetes. Even for people who are not necessarily a high risk of developing diabetes or heart complications. Poorly managed blood sugar can lead to common complications, including fatigue, weight loss, and the sugar cravings. In extreme cases, elevated blood sugar can even contribute to the stroke, amputation, comas, death, even in the people without history of insulin resistance. This is one of the major concerns of the modern world. This is going to be diabetes and insulin resistance. Those are the usually type of the diseases that you not recognize easily, but when you find out, usually you're going to take a large number of medication that in the long period of run is going to give you so much side effects, and you will not get better in any kind of chances. The first symptom of high blood sugar is chronic fatigue. Feeling tired may be most common early sign of the high blood sugar. Of course, fatigue is fairly non-specific symptom. If you notice that fatigue regularly occurs immediately after eating, however, especially after the meal loaded with carbohydrates, it may have something to do with rising blood sugar levels. People often want to nap after lunch, or just can keep their eyes open after dinner. Often after eating something like a lot of pasta or potatoes, sweets, like chocolates, like cakes or whatever, you feel a chronic fatigue. Usually this is the first symptom. You eat something and after 30 minutes you are prepared to go to the bed and sleep for, I believe, like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, especially at the night. You will not have any kind of energy, and that means probably you have the sugar problems. Another symptom is frequent urination. A healthy person urinates 40 times a day, with high sugar much more. Increased urination also causes increased thirst, which is symptoms of increased sugar. When you have more sugar in your blood, the kidneys have to work harder. They throw out the body through urine. This causes frequent urination and thirst. High blood sugar level cause headaches. When there is excess sugar in the blood, it can affect some unexpected areas in the body, like your eyes. Basically, the extra sugar, along with some water, gets stuck in the lens in the middle of the eye, causing blurry effect. This is temporary and not the same as eye damage that can occur in the long term, like condition in diabetes. And this is also one of the most common symptoms that you have high blood sugar. So this is frequent night urination, constant thirst, also maybe problems with your eyes, but in later stages of diabetes can get a lot worse. Excessive level of sugar in body causes a drop of immunity. As a result of declining immunity, several times a year you will fall ill with diseases such as cold, viruses, flu, vaginal fungal infection. All this can mean that you have problem with high sugar. Bad microorganisms feed on the sugar and live on our body for a very long time. Nausea, vomiting, confusion, breathing difficulties, dry skin, fruity smell from the mouth, decreased ability to concentrate. Everything points to excess sugar in the body. If you had tingling, burning sensation in your hand or your feet, this may indicate damage to the nerves called peripheral neuropathy. It is consequence of excessive blood sugar levels. Oral problems such as caries, gingivitis, gum inflammations can be sign of excess blood sugar levels. High blood sugar can affect your circulation, causing poor wound healing. Please be aware of this, as it indicates much bigger problem that will happen in the future. And that's why this is so important. If you notice a couple of these symptoms right now in you, maybe it's the time for you to check out your blood sugar. And you find out how through the diet, nutrition and natural remedies prevent diabetes type 2 or any kind of diabetes, and also it prevent for you concentrate in normal amount and normal concentration of this insulin in your body. If you listen to me a little bit earlier, diabetes type 2 in 20 years, probably every second adult person will have. This is unbelievably bad news. That's why it's the critical time for you to eat healthy. Find out what is intermittent fasting, that is best diet in the world. I was reading a book about that. Is probably number one reason why you will fight against diabetes and you never get diabetes in your life. On my channel right now you have over 4,000 videos. Many of them are about this diabetes. We don't pay attention for the food that we eat. We can see it right now in every food store, in every restaurant, fast food store. Is a large number of people each day eat this junk garbage food that is causes right now a problem with diabetes and insulin resistance. As I said it before, diabetes is one of the worst diseases of modern man. Right now you will not feel a lot worse, but maybe in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years you will develop diabetes and you take a large number of medication, and usually after that everything goes downward and you never get better. This is critical time for you to try healthy way of living. If you want to find out what is the best mineral that prevent diabetes, that is crucial mineral for preventing diabetes, watch video right here that I was making a bit earlier. Thank you for following me. See you next time. Bye bye.